Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to Helluva Healer page. This is the account where you will find conversation circle around health and wellness, art, math, science, technology, current events, food, healing, all around abundance, prosperity, so on and so forth. So, we're going to get into the different tools of how we can help, heal ourselves and help heal our environments and those, that are close to us and the world, ultimately because energy is contagious. So, yeah, that's what we on. Today is actually, well, y'all gonna see this when y'all gonna see this, but I recorded this on March 6th, 2019. I hope y'all can hear me okay. If not, oh well, I'll fix it later. And this is going to be ongoing conversation, so you'll be able to catch more, in-depth conversations on the topics that I'm talking about today on later videos. So don't worry about that. This is my first video that I'm doing on this page, Helluva Healer, and today is March 6th, 2019, like I said when I began these videos. So it's been a little bit of a struggle. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle, but that's because Mercury is in retrograde. It's in much retrograde in the sign of Pisces. So I really couldn't upload the video to my account directly, like from live stream. Actually, I was trying to do like a live stream, but it wouldn't work. So anyway, I'm recording this on like 2 different ways because I'm trying to be covered on all bases. So yeah, that's why I'm just put it up there, get my point across because that's what's most important. So welcome to my page. If you could like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, love, and all that stuff, that'd be great. Today I'm going to talk about, like I said, Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Pisces. Also, I'm going to talk about the new moon in Pisces, and I'm going to speak on Uranus and Taurus. So, Uranus has entered the sign of Taurus, and it's going to stay there for about 8 years, 7 or 8 years. So we had a brief example of this in May of 2018 until November 2018. So for about 5.5 months or so, Uranus was in the sign of Taurus, transiting in retrograde, I believe. And so during that time, I don't know, you could just think about what you were doing. I remember what I was doing and what I wasn't doing during that time. Um, I began to take better care of my health and everything. And I started eating different. And I mean, well, I eat pretty well. I'm a vegetarian. Excuse me, but I'm not fully vegan. I'm a fake vegan, so I'm not fully vegan yet, but I'm working on it. So yeah, and I just remember like the means of my service, my means of my finances, how I was getting my money changed. You know what I'm saying? I was doing new education, so it was it was an interesting time. It was a change of time, so a new beginnings. So that's pretty much what's going on with this transit now. Like I said, with this transit is direct, and it's going to be in the sign of Uranus is going to be in the sign of Taurus for about 8 years, and Uranus moves every 8 years, right? So it hasn't been in Taurus and since about like 84 years. So last the last time Uranus moved was when it moved to Aries. So during that time when it was in Aries, that was a time, if you can remember, that was around 2010. Think of what you were doing between 2010 and 2012. If you can remember your life during that period, I'm sure that it was a time of some type of transformation, whether it was, for the better or for the worse. It depends on how you worked with that energy, but it was really for you to put yourself first. Well, I ain't gonna say put yourself first, but it was a time for you to like develop personally. Maybe take more initiative in developing who you are as a person and putting yourself in position for different things to prosper your life in the future. So that's what I mean by putting yourself first. Not in a necessarily selfish way, because it may have been a time where you had to like step back and take care of family, and even if that's the case, then that was a time where you had to step up and mature. So it was a time of self development. It was just a lesson that you had to go through, and excuse me, with these elements that we have knowledge of and access to, these natural things, we can better have an understanding of what is going on and be in harmony with the universe and with our creator. So yeah, just think about what you was doing. Like I said, back between 2010 2012. If 2011 was, a year of like the paradigm shift, transitioning to that time, you can remember, think of like natural disasters, tsunamis, and earthquakes. Like I know in Maryland never had earthquakes, but we had an earthquake, close to DC. In DC, you know what I'm saying? DC got hit with a something. So yeah, it was just a wild time. Japan had that tsunami and everything. So and most recently with this transit, and most recently with this transit in 2019, I know in America, where was that? I forget what city it was right now, but they just had that. Oh man, I just messed up. Hold on. Well, I messed up on the computer, but I keep recording on my phone. So yeah, I know like they had. Actually, let me do this real quick. So I know most recently, I forget what city it was. I want to say Alabama or something like that. But they had like a tornado killed like 23 people. So and it was kind of like unexpected. So different things are going to happen as far as like natural disasters during the initial transition or an initial transiting of Uranus into Taurus. And what to expect with Uranus entering Taurus is different different developments within technology are going to be more highlighted. These are things that have already been worked on in the past, but we're just now coming into access of them. Uh, so let's see. If Uranus is entering Taurus, Taurus is a fixed sign, so it's going to be focusing on finances and technology. So you can think about like engineering and as far as finances, cryptocurrency. So if you remember in history, 1934, the gold standard was removed. So think about like the currency change, the change in currency. 1934 was, like I said, that was the last time that Uranus. Well, I don't know if I said this, but yeah, Uranus last transited Taurus back in 1934. So, like I said, the gold standard was removed, and now, like I said, we have the birth of like cryptocurrency being more prominent. So I say Bitcoin. Everybody was on Bitcoin, but cryptocurrency, because everything is digital. Like this is the digital age, more so. Like we were coming from analog, but like this is more digital because, like I said, Taurus is the sign of the technology, and so with this, I say like if you want to get into gold, like I know some stuff about that, like the way that we have our money is going to change. So we just have to be aware of that. We see that they're trying to eliminate cash anyway, because the national debt or whatever is never going to be lowered. Everyone's going to acquire debt when they get in that office. So that's like a dead conversation for real. But I say, they trying to get everything moved to plastic anyway, as far as like credit cards and your debit cards. They're gonna be able to have control over that. But don't even like trip, dog. Like it's just like just get hip to the signs now, so you can know what to invest in. So this is it. This is the time period. You got 8 years to really learn, educate yourself. We don't have 8 years. You got 8 years. This is one last 8 years, so you need to get on it now. But it's gonna be digitalized, and this is a weird time in politics because the lines are getting blurred. People are jumping, on sides, and I say, take a little bit of this and that, and what apply, let the rest fly, but make your own decision. But both, I'm not really gonna get into too much politics right now because I don't want to run y'all off. But I say if you look at politics aside from your personal bias or personal opinions, if you look at politics in the state that it's in, there are different hats being tossed into the arena with different perspectives. So I'll just say that, and just really look at what is taking place, what acts are being passed, and what what bills and are being placed, and what's on them, because sometimes bills are voted in favor of one thing, but it may have something that counteracts another good deed on the bill. But that's how it works. So y'all need to really understand that, and I want to just make sure that we can understand that collectively so we can move on. um, and this is like I said, digital. So it's going to be with technology and engineering and agriculture. It's going to have a lot to do with food. Y'all know tourists like to eat. So yeah, a lot of people are becoming aware of what they're eating and what they shouldn't be eating. And so I say, veganism has been on the rise, vegetarianism has been on the rise, just conscious eating, plant-based eating has been on the rise, and a lot of substitutions have been in place of real fruits and vegetables as well. So just because it's a plant doesn't mean it's vegan and you should eat it. Cotton is a plant, but are you eating cotton out here? Who's eating cotton? Like, I'm not. So, just because that is a plant doesn't mean it's vegan and that you should eat it. So just be aware of what you're eating. They're doing a lot of stuff too with the seeds and the fertilizer and everything. So I say just be aware, and yeah, just know that, you know. They doing a lot of processed foods, GMOs, non-GMOs. Like I said, they making a lot of foods in the lab out here, making different meats and I don't know what kind of animals they splicing out here, but just be aware of that. They got a lot of AI out here, artificial intelligence with these sex dolls and stuff like that. Just wild times, and they're gonna be, shipping them out more heavily now. So, because this is the time, this is the period that we're in. It's crazy. Uranus is a crazy planet. You don't know what you're gonna get for real Uranus, but it got a wild ass name. So yeah, just be aware of that. Medicine. It's gonna be changes in quote unquote advances in medicine, but it's not even funny. Recipes Dr. Sabi, but like they have announced in that two patients I think in London have been cured of HIV, and that's because whatever cure they got is new news. It's not new news because it's cases. Dr. Sebi has cured dozens of people of plenty of diseases, including HIV. So it's documented. That's why he was assassinated basically, but he won his court cases. Also, you can look that up. Um, what else? Yeah. Also, I say 5G. technology, just be aware of that radiation. Like, I don't want to speak of too much, but Helluva healer, I'm just saying, like, we gotta just make sure that we drink our tonics and cleanse and do our yoga and and laugh and keep it together, um we got Mercury in retrograde, so I know that's what y'all really care about. And Mercury in retrograde, what that means is basically uh we're going to have to recall some things and reevaluate some different morals and beliefs that we have developed over the years. So Mercury will be in retrograde for like 3 weeks, until about March 28th. And like I said, it is in the sign of Pisces, so we're going to be changing the way that we communicate, because Mercury is the planet of communication. So within the sign of Pisces, we're going to start to trust, our intuition. It's a great time to reevaluate your belief system, because Pisces is the sign of religion and collective consciousness. So you might want to reevaluate who you hang with, who you talk with, who you bang with, and whoever is down is going to be around. So basically, I say also, don't while it is retrograde, if anything is new, like, take it with a grain of salt. Just chill out, see how it go, and just learn from it. So like I said, it's a sign of Pisces, so something can seem like it's too good to be true, and you don't want to be delusional about it. So I recommend just enjoy yourself while you can. Pisces is a really dreamy sign, and it's it don't think too much. I say don't think too much about things. Don't think about it too much, and just enjoy it. Um, like I said, Pisces being the sign that Mercury's in retrograde in, you want to think about your communication, how you speak on things, because we manifest what we speak. So Pisces is a water sign, and the two fish, one swimming upstream, one swimming down, living in a dream. And when she loves, she tends to cling. So like I said, you don't want to get too attached, but just enjoy your time. Uh, think about your dreams and your intuition, what you're speaking. Things will come to light during this time. Different truths will come to light. People will probably try to come back. Of course, some exes will try to come back. Yeah, think about that. If you do want that, then go for it. If not, then ignore it. Ignore them. Um, it's gonna be a good time to put power in your action, whatever you are doing, because it's also a new moon in Pisces as well. So it's a great time to set your intentions, of course. You want to focus on your dreams. You want to think about your dreams. If you can't recall them, I suggest you write them down. Have a journal near your bed and take notes, so you can always, resort to them when you wake up. You can, refresh your memory and try to interpret them. And that's a practice that you'll get better with over time. Sometimes you may not always record them. If you can't write them down, you can just grab your phone and try to make a voice memo or something like that. But you don't want to disturb your sleep too much. But sometimes when you do that and you try to go back to sleep, you might end up in a lucid dream. So it might be good for you. Let me know how that worked out for you. Hold on, I gotta take another swig. Yeah. So we'll pretty much have like the chance to manifest our own, destinies, and we'll have multiple realities to choose from, because it's a dreamy fish season. So pretty much you can create, how you. I say that's why I say, like, don't get too caught up in things, but like just create some different options for yourself and see what you like. Test them out. Test out the waters. So then this is a time where it'll be different things that'll come to the light regarding health and family and law and procedure. Procedure can be documentation. Procedure can be health and operation. Um, you'll see a spike in that during Pisces season. It's a good time to get a foot rub, foot massage, soak your feet. Soak your feet in some water, some salt, sea salt, or some Epsom salt with some cinnamon sticks, or you can sprinkle some cinnamon from your pantry if you got that. It's all good, man. Just soak your feet, take some care. With Mercury in retrograde, like I said, it's a good time to do reevaluation of your beliefs and your education. Anything that has to do with groups, like I said, your friends, your circle, your network, religion, your belief systems, your education, your traveling. Be wise with your traveling. You may be like last minute with some things as far as like where you decide to go on the fly, and trust your intuition. If you feel like you made plans for something and you decide you want to go somewhere else, or you don't want to go that day, trust your intuition if you feel like it's not a good day for you to go. But this is the time to really trust your intuition and to hone in on it. Yeah, I'm not gonna wrap y'all up too much. I wanted to say the energy of a 3-day, like that I started this video on, which was March 6, 2019. It's a great day for communication. 3 is a day of 3 is the energy of communication, communication and childlike behavior, or not even just childlike behavior necessarily, like being like on that mental level, but the jovialness, the cheerfulness of a child, the innocence of a child, conception. You could think of collectiveness, consciousness, Christ awareness. What else? Like I said, communication. So Mercury is also in retrograde. So this is a time to reevaluate whatever dreams that you have maybe put off. Go through some journals if you have any that you ever written anything down in, and see what you wrote before, and see what you can do now, and just go for it. Like I said, this is my first little video on here, and the quality will improve. It wasn't trying to post because one of the videos is two, so I don't know. It just cut in half, so I'm gonna figure it out. Don't worry about what I just said. But yeah, so I hope I didn't leave anything out. I didn't want this video to be too long, so I didn't want to hold y'all up. But yeah, though, like I said, Uranus being in Taurus is gonna be like a wild time. You look at like, okay, another thing I wanted to say. It's just gonna be a wild time. You just look at the times. I'm gonna get to it in another video. Actually, it's gonna be some wild times though. So it's gonna be about 8 years, and be aware of what you're eating. Be aware of the technology that we're using, and be aware of your financial situations as far as like your currency, what you're going to use, how you're saving your money, the banking system. What are you using to save your money? Is your money growing? How are you investing? And your health. And also, I'll speak on this. Hitler was on the rise the last time that Uranus entered Taurus, which was back in 1934. So Uranus enters Taurus every 84 years, but Uranus transits into each sign every 8 years. So, every 7 or 8 years, like 7.5 years, something like that. Yeah, so, around that time, that was 1934 when Hitler was on the rise. It was an autocratic government system. So it was very extreme. So you can see now, and that's why I was getting into the politics conversation, because you can see what's really been going on. This is the 45th presidential term with the 44th president for real. So like, it's just the numbers. Even with that, that's like 4 and 4, and then 4 and 5. So like, it's just wild. Like, You know, and I'll explain that in other videos as well, what I meant by that. I'll touch a little bit on it. But I hope that you all have learned from this. Pretty much what I'm saying is write everything down. Write everything that you want to do down. Write that dream down. Write your goals down, and you know, mean it with your intent. You know, follow your intuition, trust your gut, and believe in yourself. This is a time to vibe high and love yourself. You know, love yourself, trust yourself. Remove toxicity from your realm. Delete any friends that are no longer friends. You know, people that you no longer are friendly with, or that are no longer friendly with you. You don't need to have them on your page. You know, they don't need to have access to you. You know, people say, you know, let your haters watch you. For what? I don't care. I don't care. They can, if they want to, they can. But like, I'm not gonna go out my way and have that tension, you know. So I suggest that you delete all the toxicity, because people are preying on your downfall. People are watching you with ill intentions. So just keep that in mind. It's not being petty. It's protecting yourself. We need to be doing that out here. We need to make sure we don't have no distractions so we can continue to vibe high. All right, you guys. Stay tuned for some other videos coming up, and I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed, prosperous life. Peace.